Pikachu! Did you miss me? Yeah, guys, I am back home here in my country, Singapore. But today's video is gonna be very different from what I would usually do, which is to show you guys Pokemon GO videos. As today, I will be telling you guys about my trip to the Philippines after being there for almost 1 month during the COVID-19 pandemic. Alright, so hi to all of you guys. So today I wouldn't be bringing my screen up or anything in terms of showing you guys any gameplay. However, I will be showing you guys some pictures and some clips, some video clips of my trip together with my friends over there, and it's just our personal trip. And yep, for those of you who caught the video of me traveling to the Philippines, well, you guys should already know that I went to Philippines but did not know when I was going to come back. So I was actually in the Philippines from the 11th of February to the 10th of March, which basically I just came back yesterday. And yeah, I'm going to tell you guys the procedure and everything in terms of how I felt in terms of being over there in the Philippines, and of course the traveling, how it was like, just a bit of that. But here we go, man. Let's go ahead and check out some of the pictures that I'd like to share with you guys as I talk over them. So yeah, I left Singapore on the 11th of February, and it was a pretty troublesome thing to do, especially to leave your country. But I will say this, which I've said it on the video that I actually left Singapore, which is traveling to me is still a privilege. It's very difficult to travel out of your country, in fact out of Singapore also, because there's so many things to do, so many documents to actually prepare, and financially you actually need to be more financially prepared, because you need to get some PCR tests done. You also need to get insurance all done and everything else, in like last time when certain things don't need to be required, especially taking the PCR test before the pandemic. So all this comes at a cost, especially financially, and it does increase cost over time, especially traveling back home. Also, I still need to do my test also. But other than that though, I definitely enjoyed my time being over there for 28 days. And the main reason why I went there was because I wanted to spend time with my girlfriend, whom I've not met for the last 23 months. I mean, being apart for 2 years is a very huge struggle for the both of us. But we managed to pull through, and we, have a lot of up and downs, but definitely there were more ups along the way during that 23 months. And I would say though that this time spent with her for the last 28 days with her definitely was the best time that I ever had with her. Not just with her though, but with our friends also, with her friends whom she actually introduced to me, especially her work colleagues, where we went to the southern side of Cebu City to Moa, and we spent like one night there just to chill with her colleagues and whatnot. And if you guys don't really know, she's actually a nurse working in the hospital together with her colleagues. So in a way, I was telling myself and telling them that I was in good hands. If anything happened to me, I was in good hands. Another thing though, I was very mentally prepared to actually contract the virus COVID-19, the Omicron variant or whatever variant, because when I travel, in fact, even leaving my house here in Singapore, I'm already mentally prepared to get the virus, because if you don't take the risk, if you are not mentally prepared to even take the risk, well, I will just say that it may not be a good idea for you to travel, because it'll be mentally stressful, especially going to a gathering such as this. You'll feel like, oh my, maybe it's not a good idea to interact with people, talk to people, and of course go into a group setting just like that. You will feel very stressed about it. So I told myself that I was really mentally prepared to even contract the virus, to be tested positive. However, I would just like to say that I've been really lucky. I've been doing my ART test, I've been doing my PCR test. None of them came back positive yet. I mean, I have family members who have contracted the virus. I have friends who have contracted the virus, and even not be here anymore, because they don't survive the virus. So it's kind of sad, including my girlfriend's family members. All of them have even tested positive for the virus a few months before I actually made my arrival there. So yeah, these are just some of the things that has happened. However, like I said, I've told myself that I would want to go there to spend time with my friends and my girlfriend, regardless of whether I'm going to contract the virus or not. I mean, think about this. My girlfriend, she's working in a hospital. She's a nurse, and she handles COVID patients. She works at the triage, sometimes even handling COVID patients, positive COVID patients directly. So yeah, she of course would have to wear the personal protective equipment and whatnot. But for me to actually go there and spend quality time with her, that was the main thing. Hence why you guys kind of saw like me making videos with her. but not so much of going out to do vlogs or like showing what we did personally, because we went to a lot of places like the aquarium, the zoo, not exactly the zoo, but there was a bird sanctuary part over there at the aquarium, and yeah, we had a lot of fun over there just spending time together and whatnot. And of course we went to other parts of Cebu City also. So Cebu City, we were actually flooded with plans, like plans to actually go do a lot of stuff. However, for me, I'm very very flexible in terms of my time. My time, it really depends on Pokemon Go events. However, I can also come up with events that are non-event based. So hence, I kind of control my time in accordance to the next few weeks in terms of when I would like to take an off day or not want to do any videos at all. Though I am still able to upload daily Pokemon Go content, especially during certain days like the Johto tour day. It was really really stressful, not because I just had to shoot the video only, but also to play the event. But the most tiring part was the fact that I had to look for good internet speed to actually upload the video, which was really really stressful. Just to give you guys a bit of an insight to it though, on the day of the Johto tour, I finished editing my video at around 8 p.m. Everything was ready for upload. However, the internet in the hotel wasn't fast enough. I had to go to the workplace cafe, which I'm going to show you guys a screenshot over here right now, to try and upload. Eventually, the speed there was somehow rather really slow on that day. So usually it's 120 to 150 Mbps upload. However, because it was a Saturday, there were a lot of people, at the workplace cafe. I had to go elsewhere, man. So we changed location 3 times just to get the video upload, and it was delayed by 1 hour, but it was a good challenge on me, I guess. But eventually the other videos that could have been done like a day before, they were all pretty easy to handle since I could upload those videos in my hotel room. And yeah, I even changed hotel room because the first hotel room that I stayed in, the internet speed was too slow. It was like at 2 or 3 Mbps, and there was no way for me to upload the video properly. So hence I had to move to another hotel, which was very convenient for my girlfriend also, because that hotel that we moved to, it's just 5 minutes walk away from her workplace, which is much better as opposed to the previous one, which was like 25 minutes to 30 minutes walk for her. So she would have to take a taxi to work every morning, especially her work schedule is really really like like all over the place. What I mean by that is sometimes she'll start work at 6 a.m. up to 6 p.m. Sometimes she'll start work at 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. Sometimes she'll start work at 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. But I do my best and try my best to pick her up, especially even if it's in the morning at 6 a.m. I will go and pick her up at the hospital after she's done with work, so that I could spend time with her, like having breakfast or lunch or whatever with her. But I plan my schedule, our plans, everything in accordance to her off day and her leave day. So thankfully she was able to take a few days off leave from work, and eventually we were able to spend some time with our friends also, including going to down south of Cebu City to go for the Ocelot whale watching. And that was a really fun time that I was able to enjoy with my friends, especially my friend from Malaysia, Isaac. And in fact, the other people also whom I met along the way, and we had a lot of dinners and eating sessions together. You guys have already seen a lot of food photos, but yeah, we basically ate and ate and ate. So hence, if you guys notice that I put on weight, that's probably the reason why. But anyway, I would just like to say that traveling there, it was really really a small challenge to me, but not as challenging as probably in the future when my girlfriend and I intend to travel together, as we do have travel plans, including traveling to certain places where it's not visa free for her and we have to apply for visa for her. So that might be a challenge for her. Whereas for me, because I'm holding a Singapore passport, it's one of the strongest, if not the strongest passport in the world. So I will be able to travel to a lot of places, a lot of countries visa free. I don't have to worry about that. But for her wise, what I understand that even if for her to get a visa in America, it will take up to 6 months for it to be approved, and it's quite ridiculous if you ask me, because when I actually got my ESTA e-visa previous years ago, to actually go to Chicago for like Go Fest or whatsoever, I could do it in under a week, or if I really really rush through it, I can get it in less than 24 hours or 8 hours. So that's kind of certain things that we got to consider in the future. So, and also although both of us are like fully vaccinated now, we got our 3 vaccinations already. The effectiveness may not last through the period that we actually are overseas already, and hence we have to consider that. So there are a lot of things to consider, and of course we have to make our way back to our own country to settle some stuff also. So hence why I'm here in Singapore right now to also settle some stuff before I actually head back to the Philippines again. I'm targeting to head back to the Philippines on the 7th of April. And then eventually she will be able to come to Singapore with me on the 28th of April, spending probably 3 weeks here in Singapore. That's our plan. And then eventually we still have plans to go on to Malaysia and wherever other countries around the Southeast Asian area. Of course, traveling is, like I said, a bit of a struggle right now, but it's going to be her first time out of her country, out of Philippines, and hopefully things goes smoothly for her. But other than that, though, Philippines was definitely really, really enjoyable the last 28 days, despite the fact that, I had a lot of work to do and a lot of editing to do, because this time round it's kind of different as compared to 2 years ago when I traveled to the Philippines. As this time around I was uploading a video every single day, as compared to 2 years ago when I was uploading a video once every 2 days. I have 1 day off every other day, so hence I have time to actually work on my video and not stress too much in terms of uploading the video. Whereas this time round, because I've increased the quality of my video and also basically increased the production frequency of my video, I would have to work like 2.5 times to 3 times harder to actually get videos out daily. But I'm glad that I was able to do it. I'm glad you guys enjoyed every single thing that I have given out to you guys already. Of course, the events could have been better for Pokemon GO wise, but I'm not too bothered about it, because I'm glad it wasn't too good, because I was able to spend a lot of time with my friends, with my girlfriend and whatnot, and not focus too much about on the game Pokemon GO. And of course, being the current raid boss right now, looking at the current raid boss right now, it wasn't so exciting to the extent that, well, we wanted to play Pokemon GO all the time. But my girlfriend, she actually likes playing Pokemon GO like all the time. So hence, after hitting level 50, if you guys saw that video of her, so she actually wants to continue to play Pokemon GO and play even harder. So of course, that is if time allows her to do so. The only reason why she didn't play much for the last 2 years is because after working as a nurse handling COVID patients, she would get really, really tired, and then eventually she wouldn't have the time and the energy to actually play Pokemon GO. Before the pandemic though, they would actually play Pokemon GO. When I say they, it would be like Lucas, my girlfriend, and a few of their friends, being the car playing through the night up to like 4 or 5 a.m. in the morning. They are just insane. But after the pandemic or during the pandemic, all those kind of stopped, because they couldn't gather and meet with each other. So similarly for me here in Singapore, restrictions are still being set in place, and hence I can't meet my friends like in a big gathering settings. But if you guys saw some of those videos that I did, especially during the Johto tour in the Philippines, we weren't breaking any of the rules at all. Just to make sure, just to clarify anything, because it's very different in every single country. I follow the rule of the country that I'm in and not the country that I was from. I mean, we are only allowed, right now as I speak, we are only allowed up to 5 people gathering when we eat for dinner or for lunch outside. And that's in Singapore. But in other countries, they, like in Philippines, they have no restriction in terms of how many people can have a dine-in session together at a restaurant or whatever. So hence I was more comfortable to go with that. And of course, I would just say that the first few days when I was there in the Philippines, it felt a bit like worrying for me, especially meeting so many people at one go, or having a huge group settings of like almost 20 people, especially with her colleagues and with her friends and whatnot. I of course had the feeling of like, oh, what's going on? Like, is this safe? I had that questions all in my head. But then eventually, I had to try and adjust. I, being the one going over there, I have to adjust to their country, to their restriction, to their rules, and not for them to adjust to mine. Alright, so it's very different. And like I said at the very start already, if you're not open to the idea of following the rules and the restrictions being set by whichever country that you're going to, traveling might not be ideal for you. In fact, that may even apply to your own country. If you don't wish to go out, you have a choice to, alright? But if the restrictions are set like that, that's how it'll be like. So other than that though, definitely I would say that this 28 days of being over there has been super duper fruitful. Not just with her friends also, but I managed to also spend time with her family, with her parents. That's my first time actually meeting her parents. And you guys may think that things are getting serious and we are going to get married soon or whatsoever. No plans on that yet, but we will talk about it. Waiting for her to propose to me though, right? Isn't that how it works? I don't know. I mean, she's older than me by less than a year, so she should be the one proposing to me, right? No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, we'll talk about that in another video, or maybe in the future. Not too sure when though. Maybe in 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years time. No plans on that right now, but yeah, I would just like to say that I definitely am really happy with all the support that you guys have been giving to us, especially after making that first video of her being on the channel. I would like to say a huge thank you to every one of you guys who have been really supportive. I do appreciate it. Every single word, every single positive comment from the bottom of my heart that you guys have given to us. And definitely there'll be more videos in the future, especially when we are able to meet again, when I'm able to travel to the Philippines again, and also maybe for her to travel to Singapore and for us to continue with our travel adventures together. Of course, with more Pokemon GO adventures too. Alright, so I think that is all that I have to show to you guys in this video, man. It's a little bit more personal because I'm showing you guys photos that I wouldn't show with my this camera. I did not shoot any of those photos or videos with this camera that I'm vlogging with. Instead, it's pictures and videos from our phones, our mobile phones, which she shot, I shot, my friends shot, and we sent to each other and whatnot. So it's kind of personal. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it though. If you guys did, definitely leave a like on the video. It'd be much appreciated. Thank you very much. And let me know in the comment section down below if you guys like this kind of personal kind of feel, kind of videos. I could possibly do it and add it to the future vlogs, especially even using this particular camera and maybe even the other future contents also. Alright. But I'd just like to say one last thing before I end off though, which is I'd like to say to you guys to stay safe, stay healthy. Of course, most importantly is also to stay mentally healthy because yep, it's still a very stressful period right now, especially what's still going on around the world with new variant for the pandemic that's coming up. You know, the Omicron variant BA2 and whatever variant that's coming up is still very stressful for a lot of people. So I just wish you guys all the best, alright, and also not to be so mentally drained about all those things, especially even what's going on in Ukraine and Russia. Not too sure if I'd like to make a video on that though, but I might state my views on it, especially for Pokemon GO players playing in Russia who has been affected by the sanctions and affected by the closure, I guess, temporary suspension of Pokemon GO and Niantic games over there. Yeah, I might actually speak my view about it. Alright? It was a nice 28 days. More to come in the future. Alright, Pikachu, I'm sure you missed me for the last 28 days. We got a lot of things to do, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I need to bring you to the shower and shower, okay? I mean, you are still clean, okay, good. Alright, so with that said, I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode in the next video. Alright, goodbye.